Come on, the Josh Hartnett renaissance is underway. Thank you, Christopher Nolan. M. Night didn't do you any favors, Josh, as I'll elaborate on shortly. Now, I grew up with sisters, and as you can imagine, Hartnett was a heartthrob favourite among the purportedly fairer sex. In my experience, they're far more of a savage animal than men ever could be, but I digress. So I watched a lot of Hartnett films and always enjoyed them, I shan't lie. Wicker Park was played a lot in my house in particular, which is why it's great to see him again as a lead actor in a higher profile project. I'd never watched Penny Dreadful, for instance, and especially playing an overprotective father who is also judgmental, uncaring, suspicious, violent, a real see you next Tuesday. And that's before you really see the villain within him come out. Hartnett's face is tailor-made for close-ups, and his eyes beautifully convey insanity and vain attempts at normalcy. Gorgeous stuff, Josh. You've done a good job, and quite rightly were essential to anchor a film which is poorly written. Before I get ahead of myself, Trap tells the story of Cooper and his daughter Riley attending a pop concert by in-universe Taylor Swift, Lady Raven. Cooper is a seemingly loving parent, but this is quickly dashed as it's revealed he is a serial killer lazily named The Butcher. He notices an aggressively pronounced police presence, and it's revealed that the concert is a trap, as the FBI has reason to believe he's in attendance. What follows is his attempts to escape the concert without alerting the cops or his daughter. Now, is Trap silly? Of course it is. Did you think you were watching an A film? M. Night hasn't tried to make a great picture since The Village, and that film had gorgeous compositions, but lame writing. We have all of that here once again, and in a few minutes I'll elaborate on the stupidity which is rife. But first and foremost, what does it have going for it? I've already praised Hartnett, so let's talk about pure A-grade Indian testicles. Mr. Knight is swinging for the fences, and you cannot deny he is ballsy. He writes himself into corners throughout the picture, and then forces himself to try and conjure up an exciting and plausible story. The Butcher must use his wits and available resources throughout the arena to try and escape, and this is a testimony to Knight's creativity. But he fails miserably, especially in the final 40 minutes of the film. There's a great quote from Robert Browning which goes, but a man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for? This speaks to Shyamalan's efforts as a writer who continually reaches for greatness and has so often failed either entirely or in part, yet refuses to give up. A more cynical me would say Hollywood needs to take this guy out back and shoot him, because he's standing in the way of younger, more talented individuals. But I'm in a forgiving mood. We should all of us aspire to be as courageous, even foolhardy, as M. Night is. And that's it for the compliments. Sorry, not sorry, Trap is crap. First big dumb thing about this big dumb movie is why would Cooper do anything at all? If you're the Butcher, just act cool and feign ignorance if anyone asks you anything. Why is that so hard? He's shown multiple times to be able to charm people with smooth lies. The script even acknowledges that the police don't know exactly what the killer looks like and are just talking to all the men in the arena. He would have avoided the drama by doing nothing. So the film is fundamentally flawed from the get-go and should have been reworked or thrown in the bin. Second and most obvious is that all those police would have triggered more than just the Butcher. I would never in a million years stay in a crowded space the moment I saw SWAT lined up everywhere outside. Wasn't there a terrorist attack at an Ariana Grande concert a few years ago? It's insane that anyone wouldn't be hyper-vigilant in such a space. But maybe I'm just paranoid. I did notice a convenient 33 again in Trap, so maybe there's no hope for me. If I'm right too, then it must be said, Mr. Knight, are you still making movies because you're a talent or because you're well connected? Third big dumb thing is the very idea of the trap itself. Let's put a serial killer in a room with thousands of potential victims and threaten him. Did they not consider how much damage he could cause if he felt attacked? From what I've read, cops usually perform early morning raids to catch perpetrators off guard, so you'd think a genius FBI agent would want to do something similar, instead of a big loud event which creates opportunities for more violence. Finally, there's Lady Raven, as she is played by Shyamalan's daughter and is a central figure in the third act. It's terrible Nepo baby bullshit, especially as her big hero moment is thanks to bad writing, i.e., extra strength, military grade plot armor. All up, Trap is crap. All caps, and not worth your time or your money. Thank you for watching.
Your daughter's never gonna forget this day.
He's kind of dope, right?